Well, the polls are opening tomorrow for South Carolina at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Former President Donald Trump versing former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley. And here to break it all down for us is Pat Brady, Republican strategist. Big day tomorrow for both, but Trump is challenging Haley in her own state. What's expected that's going to happen tomorrow, and how important is this for her?
Trump will win tomorrow. It just depends on the margin. And the Trump argument will be, well, you can't win your home state. And then she has said, as she did in a big speech Wednesday, I don't care, I'm going on. The thing is, Donald Trump's having cash troubles. He's not raised as much money. She outraised him last month. So she said she's committed through Super Tuesday to stay in the race. So it's going to go on beyond tomorrow.
Okay, how bad will it be for her if she loses by a lot?
I don't think it's going to make much difference because she kind of fronted it. I don't care what happens here. I'm still continuing to run for president. I'm still continuing to accumulate delegates. And she's got a message now, particularly what happened with Russia and Putin in the last week, where I think she's actually now scoring some points on creating an impression in people's minds that maybe Trump's not the right guy to be running foreign policy.
Saying that he is promoting a dictator. Okay, let's take a look at some of the polls.
He's not even promoting a dictator. He himself is talking like a dictator. It's kind of scary.
Okay, so let's take a look at some of the polls regarding this national race. So this first poll, if we can take a look at this, this shows Haley versus Trump, and look at those numbers right there. You think it's going to be that wide of a margin? That's almost 35%?
I anticipate it'll be tighter than that. But the polls have been pretty consistent, but I'm guessing it's going to be a little tighter than that.
Okay, now if we move a step forward beyond this, the next poll is for both Republican candidates versus President Biden. First, we have Haley versus Biden. She has 58% to his 42%, and then Trump versus Biden, 52 to 48%. And it looks like right now what these polls are saying is that it doesn't matter who the Republican candidate would be because they would beat Biden. And what's really interesting is that Haley's margin in this poll is a lot bigger.
Yeah, she consistently beats Joe Biden by substantially more than Donald Trump. I've seen polls in this one all the way up to her beating Biden by 18 points, where Trump is still within the margin with him. That's the problem. The way that the former president has run his campaign, he's alienated so many people that you need to actually win election, like in Illinois. He's toxic in the suburbs. He's really done a lot of damage to the Republican brand in Illinois, and that's nationwide. But Nikki Haley has a different persona. She can attract more suburban, educated women, whom we've lost in the last couple cycles with Trump. So that's the problem that the Republicans are in. If you nominate Trump, who's probably going to be convicted of a federal felony by the summer, we go into the convention, we're going to have a really flawed candidate. But on the other side, so do the Democrats. I mean, 7 in 10 Americans don't want either of these guys. So this is, I'm not sure if either of them get to the finish line, and I'm hoping they both don't, because the American people deserve better than either of them, I think.
Okay, well, let's talk about this real quick then. What is Haley going to need to actually just keep going and maybe actually pull this thing through? Not just South Carolina.
Yeah, just continue to accumulate delegates, and the play might be just to keep going until May or June, as the primary still goes on, and see what happens. If the president is convicted of a federal felony in the January 6th case, meaning trying to overturn a lawful election, I think that's going to be problematic for him. That's the one thing in the polls where you see, or even some of his strongest supporters say, I'm not voting for him if he's got that conviction. The other New York nonsense and stuff in Georgia nonsense, that is the case that really matters, I think.
We didn't get a chance to talk about the amount of money that he owes and what he's going to do about that. So we're going to save that for the next time you come on, okay?
Yep.
Thank you, as always, Pat. We appreciate your time.